Let's dive into something that might be a bit uncomfortable: the reality of learning programming later in life. It's something people won't tell you, but I'm here to share the honest truth. So, can you really become a successful programmer if you start in your 40s, 50s, or even 60s? The answer is similar to what I'd answer if you asked me about starting to work out when you are not in your 20s anymore. You will be able to make progress, and the gains will be noticeable, especially long term. However, your peak won't be as high as if you had started decades ago. The truth might sting a bit, but whether it's about building strength or learning new skills, starting later in life isn't the same as starting young. Neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself, changes, and the learning curve becomes steeper. I bought my first computer almost 40 years ago, a ZX Spectrum with a whopping 64 kilobytes of memory. Yes, you heard that right. 64 kilobytes, not megabytes or gigabytes. It took me a few weeks to write my first somewhat complex program, a quadratic equation solver. Fast forward a few years, and I worked for Siemens, developing medical software for their MR and CT machines. Looking back, the amount of knowledge I gradually acquired between booting up that ZX Spectrum in my tiny room and developing high-quality, secure medical software for Siemens is incomprehensible. If I had known how much I didn't know, I might have been too intimidated to even try. But I was young, inexperienced, and full of curiosity. If I had to start from scratch and relearn everything today, I feel like it would be impossible. What has changed? Now I understand exactly what it took to get where I am today. I have learned to appreciate the cumulative effect of all the knowledge I've acquired in the past almost 4 decades. That doesn't mean it's impossible to start programming later in life, but I won't sugarcoat it. It won't be as easy as if you had started when you were 15 or 20. My mom was incredibly smart with loads of experience in her field. She asked me to teach her how to use the computer. Initially, she made good progress. She learned how to log into her account, start MS Word, and type her notes. She was used to typewriters, so that part was easy. However, because she was used to typewriters, she couldn't wrap her head around formatting the text. For instance, she'd center the text by typing white spaces in front of it instead of using the alignment tool. Despite all her effort, there was a clear disconnect. Her old habits kept her from using the computer and the software at full capacity. She eventually gave up on the computer and went back to her trusty Olivetti typewriter. Beyond old habits, another major challenge when learning to code or using a computer efficiently is staying motivated. Over the years, many of my course students have reached out to me. They had been thinking about a career switch to software development. Now, I noticed a pattern. After a few messages, most of them confessed they were primarily driven by money, not the love of coding. Some even admitted they found programming boring. I'll tell you what I told them. If you're in it only for the money, better look for something else. Spending 8, 9, 10 hours a day working on something you don't really enjoy will slowly wear you down. If you're not driven by curiosity, it's impossible to stay motivated. Every workday will feel like a punishment, and trust me, you don't want that. Now, there's one more important thing I want you to consider. Many IT-related jobs and positions have already become or will soon become obsolete due to AI. Here's the video where I discuss which jobs will be affected. Thanks for watching.